Welcome to another episode here on Microbeau International on YouTube, and today we're going to be talking about Give. To sum it up, it's a feature that the Xion S has, and it's probably the first machine with an adjustable Give in the permanent makeup industry period. So the Give allows you to actually add some recoil to the needles. With Give, you can actually alter that regardless the power of your motor or regardless the speed of the machines, which can be very beneficial, especially when working with sensitive skins or with very thin skin, and also minimizes the trauma on the skin, therefore allowing you to spend more time building your transitions without having to worry too much for bleeding or irritating the skin or even messing up the skin. So having this feature can unleash potential new horizons in the way that you're going to be approaching your work, because it would allow you to tattoo sometimes a little bit faster, to also dial the speed of the machine a little bit faster to create different types of effect with your machine that you weren't able to create before because this feature wasn't present. The Give adjustment can be also a very successful training tool for those educators that want to train new students on the system, because the machine can actually do a lot of the recoil that an experienced tattoo artist would have to learn how to do it with the hand. It can actually be assigned automatically to the machine. Let's start actually with a Give hard. Let's actually tattoo with a machine like most tattoo cosmetic devices out there. They don't have that feature, okay? So I have a Magnum needle right here. I also have a liner. Okay, this is a single liner. It's a 0.40 single liner. And I have a curved Magnum right here, okay? So as you guys can see, I have the single needle right here. It's running really nice at 6 volts. So the reason why I chose not the best skin out there is because I want to show you guys how this skin actually gets damaged really easy. It's going to be good to show scarring of the surface of this face skin. So I am going to be striking the skin at a medium pace, right? What we're doing is we're aligning a sequence of dots, and those dots represent the needle going inside the skin, in and out. So trauma to the skin usually happens when we overdo this pattern, and I am going to be demonstrating that again. Look at the difference of this point right there versus this point right there. Remember, this machine right now has a super hard Give. Nothing is backing off. Right here, I got some dots, but right here I'm getting in line. But also I'm getting, I'm actually carving the surface of this fake skin. And this is what I told you guys, that this skin gets damaged really easy. Traditional skin would actually bounce back up. Keeping a consistent pace, you guys can see that you can achieve the effect of lining up the sequence of dots. And remember, this is amplified 1,000 times. Okay, look at the size of that needle. This is a single needle. There's only one needle right there writing. If I don't keep consistency, this is when some people seem to have problems with damaging the skin. So if I go like this, right? But then I go like this, faster, and my pace changes, but the speed of the machine is not changing. I'm exaggerating right now, but you guys can see how we are achieving a different result. And if I really keep my hand steady and I watch what I'm doing, my transitioning, the speed of my hand, the pressure of my hand, I can actually achieve something that looks really smooth and really even. When you see a transition that goes from dark to light, those points actually are closer together in the darkest part and more spread apart in the transition or the feathering area. Of course, you can always achieve that by lightening your pigment, liquefying your pigments, or a combination of all those things that I just mentioned. It is very important that you guys take the proper training when using these devices, or you practice a lot, or you work under the supervision of someone that is actually more experienced with you. But now I am going to dial the Give all the way soft. So we're gonna go from one end to the other. Basically, everything that I have done has been by dialing the power supply at a set speed and altering the speed of my hand and the pressure on the skin. So now, softer setting. I am going to introduce the grip. As you guys can see, I have a little bit more of needle sticking out. There you go. Yes, we get a little bit more of a marking on the skin, but compared to before, the marking is a lot less than when we were tattooing with a machine completely hard. So I am going to do what I will be doing in a tattoo if I really want to get a softer transition with a single needle. Now we want to put the dots in the same spot basically every time with every single strike. So this is what we're trying to achieve. Now I have a magnum that is a straight magnum, and I have a magnum that is a curved magnum. The edges of the needle are like this, and this is what we call a flat magnum, so the magnum is completely flat. Okay, there is no rounded edges on the side of the needle. I am going to be using the machine that has the give completely hard or no give at all. So I am going to be tattooing like I would do, controlling my hand space. Now the noise that you're hearing is actually me striking the face skin and the face skin striking the table. So we were using a single needle when we were seeing a lot of dots. Now because 9 magnums are actually a sequence of needles, we have more resistance, so the machine has to work a little bit harder to actually penetrate the skin. So right now I have the silver one. The silver one is the one with the soft give. So right here I have a lot of give. So now what I'm doing is I'm keeping actually the same pace as I did before. The scarring of the skin is actually a little bit harder, okay? And I'm pushing with the same force, but I am taking advantage right now of the backing up of the needle. Can you guys see right here on the side to side? Even if I press a little bit harder like I'm doing right now, that is not happening. So this is a clear example of what give brings to the table right here in the PMU world. Now I am going to switch to the red machine, and I use the same needle as this one. Now we have also another problem here. As I overlap, we notice that we are scarring a little bit faster than before. So I'm gonna switch back to the machine with give. Some artists may actually, when trying to achieve the ombre effect or the gradation, they will go from up to down, but some artists also will go from down to up, okay? So when you go from up to down, look at the side shot, how I'm actually angling the machine a little bit different. And this would allow you to actually drag the needle a little bit more. As I'm pulling away, the machine is also doing exactly the same thing. The needle is backing up as I'm pulling away, therefore assisting me with an even more softer edge of the end of my transition right here. Again, give, and I'm going hard. And I am going on purpose hard. And even though I'm going hard, we're not getting that. Do you guys realize that? We're not getting that. We're getting smoother transition. And right here, I dragged, right? So you can actually drag and see how the skin is much more forgiving. A combination of understanding how the give works and picking up your technique with your hand, you're gonna be able to get the best of both worlds. You're gonna be able to know when to use give and how to use it, but at the same time, you're going to be able to do whatever you're looking to do with your hands. Just the give is going to be an additional feature that you're gonna be throwing in the mix and may be very, very beneficial for a lot of type of procedures. Now, I'm gonna be increasing the speed of this power supply at about 8 volts, and this is really, really fast, okay? And right now what I'm doing is I'm utilizing a combination of several techniques. Number one, the technique of my hand, and number two, the technique of the give. So I'm allowing the give to do its thing, and I'm actually doing my thing to actually cover some ground really, really fast. Now I'm going in a different direction. And you guys are gonna realize that even switching directions, you're gonna achieve different effects. One thing that I wanna mention is that when you go backwards, you basically snag the skin less. When you go forward, you always are going to snag the skin a lot more. So this is good to know, especially when working those super sensitive areas. This is another thing that you want to keep in mind, especially with cartridges. Cartridges are automatically softer when you go in this direction, okay? When you go backwards. The needle can also be used on its edge. As you guys can see right now, I'm also achieving a transition by using the needle on its edge. But one thing to watch for is that thing right there. This. The sharpest needle is going to be the one on the side, and it's exactly what it would happen if we tattoo with a single needle. So this needle right here, they're roundish. Can you see them? They're roundish. They're roundish at the edge. Look at the difference by simply using needles that are curved and 100% of the give. We can barely see at 1,000 times the dots right here. And this is the beauty of a combination, like I mentioned before, of techniques. Understanding your needles, your voltage, your speed, your technique, and now understanding the give and how the give works. Needles are something completely subjective, okay? It's something that you have to get to experience, so that's why I recommend people, you know, get different needles, get different kinds of needle from different brands. Always use needles with membrane, never use other type of needle. That's the only way to prevent backflow, meaning the pigment traveling inside the tattoo machine or the micropigmentation device. I myself, I like Xion needles. We carry those needles on the website at microbeau.com. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you again in another episode here on Microbeau. And the dog is right here on the table. Can you guys see that?